this is Katie with craftingwithkatie.com, and today I'm making a card for Summer Card Camp 2, a fun class that I'm taking from our online card classes. And the challenge is to make a card using some holiday stamps or dies, but using them for a non-holiday card. So I'm actually going to be using some of the Christmas stamp sets that I have, but I'm going to make a birthday card. So the card, the papers I'm going to use are actually from A Perfect Summer, this Echo Park pack. And I thought it would be cute to use this paper tray ink set called Winter Snow Globe and use a snow globe, but put inside of it a birthday cake from My Creative Times All Around Accessories. So I'm going to use those. And then I'm going to use from All Around Christmas the word happy from Happy Holidays, but I'm going to combine it with birthday from Celebrate Good Times. And I'm going to make this be a shaker card. So I'm going to be using the Sizzix Framelits circle dies to make the circle part of the globe. And I'm going to kind of mount that on a card made with the My Creative Times Stitch Journal die. Okay, I just went ahead and used my journal die to cut out some white paper tray ink cardstock to use as the base of the shaker element, because I'll be able to stamp the little cake and color it with Copic markers. And then I also used it to cut out the top part, and I used, this is again that Echo Park paper. So what I'm going to do now is take some, I think this is called fun foam or craft foam. I actually had this in my classroom. It's been there forever, so I just took a piece of it. It's probably about 1/4 inch thick. And I'm going to just use some scissors to cut it down a little bit, just so it will fit behind. And that's going to give it a little bit of thickness, because you want that when you're doing a shaker card, you know, you need a little bit of thickness between the window and the card base. So if you put something inside, like I'm going to put some sequins, you need some room for them to move around a little bit. So I'm going to give this, cut it down so it'll have a little bit of room around the edges so it's not right up to the edges. I tried to cut it with my paper cutter, but that didn't work. So, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfectly straight, I don't think. Like I said, I've never made one, so we shall see. And I could just cut a little off the corners. Okay. So now what I want to do is run this through with this die, and I'm hoping this will cut out like this. And I think I'm going to do it like right here, and then I can put, you know, the little base to the snow globe there and put the happy birthday above. Now actually I think I'll do it towards the top and put happy birthday below it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and run that through. So it actually did work, and I didn't know it would do this, but it's really cool. It created a ring all the way around the outside, because this indented in there too. So it's kind of a cool look. So I like how that turned out. So the next part that I need to do is to take the next larger ring here, which I believe is this one, and I'm going to use this and cut out a circle of clear cardstock. And that will end up going in between this and the foam. So that's the next step. So I have my clear cardstock circle now. So now I'm going to stamp the little base to the snow globe. And I'm going to use some paper tray ink limeade ice. And this is just that little piece from the stamp set. I'm just going to stamp it on some paper tray white cardstock. And then I'll just go ahead and trim that out. There is a die for the snow globe, but it includes this plus the globe part. So I couldn't really figure out how to use that for this purpose. It wouldn't really work because I only needed the globe part to be cut out to make the shaker. Okay, so that will be that little piece. And for the inside, I'm going to just lay this on top so I can just know exactly where to stamp. So for that one, I wanted this cake, which is right here. And since I'm going to be coloring it with Copic markers, I'm going to use the Memento ink since it won't bleed. Oops. Don't want those to come apart. And I just clean all my stamps with baby wipes. I used to have the ink cleaner in one of those pads, and I find the baby wipes work so well. Okay, while that's drying, I can go ahead and stamp my sentiments. I'm going to start with birthday, which is right here. I'm starting with that because I know I want it in the corner, so then I can figure out where I want the happy. Perfect. Okay, now for happy. Since I do not want the holiday part, I'm just going to cover it up with a little bit of washi tape. And then that will not get onto my card. Of course, now the problem with that is I can't see the happy anymore. I'm just going to have to guess. And it was good except for the bottom of the Y. So, since it's clear, we're going to hope it goes in the right spot. And we were lucky. Okay, all right. So this will end up right here. And this should be ready to color now. I'll just close up my ink. So I just had a couple of Copic markers. I have R02 for the cake, and then I was going to use R24 for the bows. I wasn't going to do any fancy shading or anything, just straight coloring. Okay, so what we have now is something that's going to look like this. Of course, we'll have the clear acetate in between and the sequins. And then we'll adhere this to the rest of the card, which I haven't really decided what that's going to be yet. Okay, so I'm going to adhere this all together with the clear acetate, and I'm going to add some of these sequins. So I'm going to try just using some Scotch Quick Dry, and hopefully this is all going to work. So I think we're going to have to work from the front back. Actually, we'll just start by putting this on. Like I said, I've never done this before, so fingers crossed that this is going to work. Now I have seen a couple videos of people who've done shaker cards, and I do know one thing they said is be really careful that things are adhered well around the edges so your sequins or whatever don't come out. So that makes sense. Be careful of that. Okay, so we've got our front. Okay, now this part, so I need to be, actually I need the clear acetate. That would go next. So I'm just going to do a thin line all the way around the edge. And hopefully it will not squirt in or we'll have a problem. So far, so good. Okay, now we'll do the same thing here. So I can go up to the edges because if you remember it's a little smaller than the actual journaling card die. I'll leave a little in the middle. So I'll try to spread this out. Hopefully it won't warp it at all. And I've never used this foam before, so I don't know what kind of adhesive would be best for it. So now here we just want to line up the circle and make sure that's perfectly lined up. Okay. Oh no, I see glue. Oh shoot. That's not good. Okay, hopefully that solved it. Oh, I still see something in the middle. Maybe I can get it with the baby wipe. Maybe a Kleenex. Uh-oh, it's not looking good. Well, I guess I could try something like Gooby Gone. Worst comes to worst. No, it's actually coming out okay. Okay, I think we got it. Okay, so here is where I have to drop in the sequins, I guess, before I adhere the next part. And that looked like a lot. So, I have no idea how many. Okay, we'll hope that's a good amount and it doesn't cover the cake. I don't know. This could be quite disastrous. Maybe I'll take a few out. No, I think I need more out. Just trying to think if it slides down. I'll take a couple more out. Because they can't go that thick because the foam's not that thick. All right, you're not, well, you could probably pick it up. Hold it and see. Well, that might be good. All right, so the last part then is just going to be to glue this one down. Ooh, I think we've got something. Look at that, it worked. I was a little worried. That is super fun. Okay, so we've got that part. Okay, so since I decided that this card is not something that I would ever mail because it's so thick, I just kind of played with what piece of cardstock would make a good size for it. And I came up with a 4.5 by 5. So I cut my cardstock at 9 inches by 4.5 inches. And I have one of these We Are Memory Keepers envelope punch boards. And they actually have an envelope size for 4.5 by 5 on here. So I can go ahead when I finish this card and make an envelope to match it anyways, and this can be a hand-delivered card. So that's what I love about this tool is there's so many options for when you want to make a hand-delivered card as well as making, the kind that you can mail. So that's great. So I'm just going to go ahead and score this at 4.5 inches. Oops. And instead of actually folding it right now, I wanted to emboss the front. So I have this Cuttlebug Honeycomb embossing folder. So I'm just going to put it in and line it up right at where that I just scored it. And I'm going to run it through. Actually, that's not going to work that way. I'm going to go this way so I can run it through my Vagabond. I think that will look really nice. Okay, so now that that is embossed, I will go ahead and crease it. That turned out really cute. That just gives it a little bit of texture. And then I cut a strip of paper from that Echo Park paper pack that I was using. And I was thinking of putting it going just across the bottom, but actually I think I'm going to cut off of the blue and just use the orange and the green. So I'm going to cut that down and just cut it to the correct width. Okay, so I'm just going to use my ATG to adhere this onto the card. Actually, I think I want the orange on top just because it's close to the green on the snow globe part. So I don't want the two greens so close together. I'm just tucking some adhesive underneath. Okay. And then I'm also going to use my ATG to adhere this. This should make it nice and secure. Don't want to put it on upside down. Cute as that. And then I thought it'd be fun just to add a few more sequins. So I'll just put a few more on here. And I have some of these Zots. I'll check, I don't know how the size will be. These might be too big. Oh yeah, those are way too big. These might work. I'll see, the sequins kind of pop up, so I'm not sure if this is going to work. No, I don't know if that's going to work. Well, these two will fall off, but oh, it did work. Yeah, that's pretty secure. Well, that's good. This is pretty fun. So many people are using sequins, and I kind of resisted, and I don't know why, because I think they're really fun. I like it. All right. So that is our finished card. I think it turned out really fun. I'm so excited that it turned out. How cute is that? I have a niece whose birthday is coming up. I think she would just love this. Thank you so much for watching, and if you want to see more details or see any links to the products I use, you can check out my blog, craftingwithkatie.com. Bye.